starts now.
A little over 24 hours after explosions rocked Clinton Township, the scene, just look at it, still volatile.
Yeah, the scene at 15 Mile Groesbeck looks like a war zone with debris littering the entire area.
And it's not over yet. Flames are still erupting and canisters are still exploding. Fox News' Dave Spencer joining us live with the latest. And Dave, why is this happening now?
Yeah, Taryn, it's really hard to believe, right? I mean, that was 24 hours ago when those epic flames were just erupting from that site you see behind me, and we've noticed within, I don't know, an hour or so, 4 more flare-ups. Nothing has significantly happened behind me. You can still see the flame is burning in terms of flare-ups within the past hour, so I could say that that is at least good news to report. But make no mistake, this what happened here last night was definitely a tragedy. A 19-year-old who was doing a similar activity, just watching this fire from a quarter-mile away, was killed. The massive flames and series of explosions coming from the Select Distributors warehouse have stopped, giving us a clearer picture of the scope of the damage.
We have collected 15 yards of debris as far out as 2 miles.
Most of the debris, twisted metal from butane and nitrous gas canisters, and 100,000 vape pens, which Clinton Township officials say were illegally stored in the warehouse. In the fire, the pressurized canisters became missiles. Even knives were found in the debris.
Nobody could have seen it coming. You know, I mean, it could have been me, and I was standing not even 8 feet away.
Fox 2 spoke with one man who says he was standing next to the 19-year-old victim allegedly killed by flying debris.
When we walked around that car, they were already on the ground, unconscious. They weren't moving at all.
In the search on Tuesday, cleanup crews found 25 pressurized gas canisters in neighboring yards and businesses.
Those have been turned over to the bomb squad from the Michigan State Police, and they have been rendered safe.
The businesses next door were forced to close.
Scrap hitting the roof, putting holes into our roof.
They were told they have to wait for repairs to the roof before it's safe for DTE to turn the power back on. Calls to 911 while the fire was burning number in the hundreds. The firefighters and police putting themselves in harm's way to get the fire under control.
Somebody was looking out for us. That's all I can say.
As the investigation continues, officials from Clinton Township will work alongside the ATF and other agencies. Even staff from the White House reached out to offer support.
They will work with us to get whatever resources that we may need.
And during a briefing earlier today, we learned from police that there were people inside at the time of the fire, employees. The place was closed to the public, but they were filling online orders, is what police tell us. And that is when the fire started. They were able to get out. Everyone has been accounted for. As for a cause of all that, that is definitely going to take some time. Number one, the fire is still burning. So obviously they don't deem it safe enough to go in there and kind of sift through and decide what exactly started this. They can obviously talk to as many people as possible since everyone is accounted for, but we won't know definitively what caused this for some time. Reporting live in Clinton Township tonight, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
And now, last night, Dave, it was believed that possibly more than one building was impacted by this fire. Was it just everything that was belonging to this distribution center, or were there other business owners impacted?
There were definitely other business owners impacted. They weren't impacted necessarily by the fire. In other words, they weren't destroyed by any flames or anything, but more the projectiles that were landing on the roof, causing holes in the roof, and then DTE has to go through, cut the power, they have to do the repairs, so they're losing time, they're losing business in all of this. Obviously, insurance will cover that, but yeah, the scope of how many people were affected is still unknown at this time.
It really is unbelievable. Thanks, Dave, for that update.
Well, now the focus turns to the property where this happened and its owner.
There are still many unanswered questions tonight over what was stored inside that facility. We continue our team coverage now with Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack, and you were really looking into the background of this owner.
Yeah, Clinton Township officials here, they have been too. They are promising accountability against this business owner. What that accountability looks like, really too early to tell. They did say, though, that he is in violation, at least one violation, possibly more.
We know that they were not allowed to have these canisters. They were not permitted to have them in this building. They were illegally in that building.
That's the centerpiece of this whole investigation. The nitrous oxide canisters stored illegally at a strip mall converted into a warehouse, a storefront for goo and select distributors. It's a wholesaler for smoke shops and dispensaries selling those nitrous canisters, often used for whippets to get high. Other accelerants in the 50,000 square foot facility, vape pens, cigar torches, and smoking supplies.
The owners, the employees that were on scene have all been very cooperative throughout this investigation. They were there throughout the night, again, providing any information they can into this incident.
Federal sources tell Fox 2 4 employees were there Monday evening after hours when a fire somehow started. The employees called 911 and then the canisters rapidly erupted. The facility is Noor Kesto. We tried to track him all over Metro Detroit at properties listed under his name, but could not reach him in time for this story. What we do know, he filed for bankruptcy of his company back in 2021. In his last inspections by Clinton Township officials at the facility off 15 Mile Road near Gross back in 2022, officials say the canisters weren't there at the time. No violations found.
There's a lot of aspects that go into these, the storage, what they're allowed to do, certain amounts that they're allowed to have.
The experts with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were on the ground Tuesday and will be throughout the remainder of the investigation. They'll work with whatever evidence remains to recreate the scene and dig for samples to be analyzed. But for now, the cause of that initial spark is unknown.
Hopefully come to some type of resolution, but as we all know, sometimes you get to the end of it and you just shake your head and go, we may never know.
We are talking about pallets of those canisters in what's left of the facility behind me before it caught fire and eventually exploded. Now, for a little context, those nitrous oxide canisters, I'm told, they are legally sold at vape shops and gas stations in most municipalities. Some have in their charter written that they cannot be sold. But lawmakers, there is somewhat of a movement even before this happened to have them outlawed altogether because, remember, they're used for whippets or getting high. And I imagine after this happened, it even bolsters that argument further. Reporting live in Clinton Township, Jessica Dupnack on the Edge.
Yeah, Jess, so many questions. I know you mentioned the last time there was an inspection there was 2022, and at that time they didn't see some of this stuff there. You wonder if there was an inspection done at all in 2023 and what they found there, and also what could have caused this to happen. Could it just have been the combination of all of these things all in the same place that could have somehow caused this to happen?
Sure. And, you know, in 2022, they passed inspection. There was only one incident at the facility. At least that's what township officials said today. And it was for some kind of a boat that was illegally on the property. The owner complied. No issues, of course, until the eruptions last night.
All right. We'll be following this very closely. I know you will. Jessica Dupnack for us live tonight. Thank you.
I just knew that it was urgent and I had to go and get him out. I take him out the sunroof and I pull him to the medium and I laid him down and I just sat there and kept talking to him.
A wild crash on 8 Mile and John R. caught on camera. Dash cam video catching the moment. A Ford Fusion nearly missing a car before slamming into the back of a Jeep. Both cars crashing into a light pole and barrier post before flipping over. Currently no word yet on the condition of either driver.
It is the end of an era in Warren. Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer has been fired. Dwyer had recently announced his plans to retire next month, but Warren's new mayor had other ideas. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin explains.
It's been good for me. I mean, I've had a great career, and I thank the Lord every day for when I get up that I got my health. I feel good.
That's Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer in what would turn out to be his final minutes as Warren's top cop. He opened up during an exclusive sit-down with Fox 2 on Tuesday, reflecting on his 61 years in law enforcement with recently announced plans to retire in mid-April. Minutes after we left his office, he was on the phone reading us a letter he just got from Warren's new mayor, Lori Stone.
And just says, after careful consideration and evaluation of our organizational needs, we've decided to make changes to our team structure. As an appointee of the mayor, your position is at will position. Unfortunately, this means that your services with the city of Warren will be concluding effective immediately.
The sudden, stunning dismissal comes amid published reports of a rift between Dwyer and Stone over the police department's hiring practices. The city put in a short-term hiring freeze, and police sources say it was done to move officer hiring over from the PD to the HR office. Dwyer had previously agreed to stay on as commissioner for a little while as Stone got settled into her new role before leaving to, among other things, focus on his recent election to Farmington Hills City Council, the same city where he served as police chief for 23 years, starting in 1985. Before that, Dwyer spent another 23 years in blue. It was on the Detroit Police Force, where he saw lots of action dating back to 1962. As for what's next, Dwyer loves to stay busy, so he says, stay tuned.
I think my reputation speaks for itself as far as my integrity, my professionalism, and my commitment to the job and to the communities that I serve.
Tonight we are hearing from Mayor Stone. She said while the commissioner did say he was going to retire in April, they could not agree on an exact date. She said it was clear they no longer shared the same views on hiring practices. She says it's essential all top administration members share her vision for moving the city forward. She says that she is grateful for Commissioner Dwyer's service to the city. Deputy Commissioner Charles Rushton will be acting interim commissioner while she launches a search for a full-time replacement. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, we're going to talk about our weather now. After all we've seen this week, cool down expected tomorrow, maybe even some rain.
So when can we expect this stuff to move in? Let's get right to the man who knows, Weather Authority Rich Luderman. I got to tell you earned your paycheck actually this whole winter. It's been crazy.
We were 74 degrees yesterday, cooler today. We did have some showers and storms this morning. Now that cold front has settled off to the east, still a couple of lingering showers down near the Michigan-Ohio border region around Jackson, also north of Lansing. 62 on the high side, 44 the low side. Those are the numbers at the airport. 39s up in the northern reaches of southeast Michigan. 39 Port Huron, 43 in Grand Rapids, 29 in Newberry. This cold front continues to move off to the east, and as a result, it is a cooler pattern. Nothing crazy, but we're going to stay dry the next couple of days. It's going to be Friday evening into Saturday that brings our next chance for some wet weather. Still a chance for a stray shower tonight, down to 38. Tomorrow, not a bad day, just cooler with mostly cloudy skies, and then you'll see we're going to get even colder yet into Sunday with some flurries and then a warm up next week.